What is up, guys? And for the Madden YouTube channel, today's video I'm going to show you how to beat cover 2 for a one-play touchdown out of any formation in Madden 21. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault Update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. So head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website, and you can opt out at any time. Okay guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. I'm going to show you how to beat cover 2 for a one-play touchdown. This is something that will occur anytime your opponent has their coaching adjustments active for their zone drops. So for most of us, that's pretty much every game that you play. So you're going to find that most players are going to have their curl flat set to 5 or 10, and then their flat set to 25 or 30. And what this effectively does to the defense is anytime you call zone, it will drop your zone chuck animation. So let me go ahead and kind of show you what I mean here. I'm going to call the Tampa 2 defense here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use either a hot route master quarterback or a receiver with a route apprentice that will allow you to put them on a skinny post. And you're going to want that receiver split out wide in your formation. This will work out of, formations in which the receiver is split out all the way out towards the sideline. And you're going to want him on the short side of the field. The wide side of the field, running to the short side of the field with this tip. So let me go ahead and just choose a play. Doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and choose Taysom Hill quarterback, and I'll go ahead and put in, why not? Let's put in Taysom Hill on this. And what you're going to do as I move this ball back is you're going to want that solo receiver on a skinny post running from the wide side of the field to the short side of the field. We've talked about the one-play touchdown formula here for cover 2 on this channel several times over the year or so that this channel has been active. But typically speaking with this formula, you want to make sure that you don't have a route on the short side of the field that runs vertical. So that means no streaks, no deep in routes, no routes that release off the line and get any type of vertical stem to them. So a slant doesn't even count. So basically all you can run on the short side of the field are drags and smoke screens. So my recommendation is if you have a formation where you can like motion a guy across, that's nice as well, because that'll at least allow you to go ahead and run other routes that do go vertical on that wide side of the field. Now, the other rule of thumb with this play is if you have a guy that is on the wide side of the field outside of your skinny post, he cannot cross the field. So no drags, no slants, no in routes, no post routes, none of that. So you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of that. Now, the tight end can run a delay route if you want, because he'll stay in the block until you release him. And we'll get into that here momentarily. But typically speaking with this concept, if your opponent has zone drops on, that means that no zone on the field will actually put hands on a wide receiver, or that's known as zone chucking. Now, if I were to go ahead and reset my play by hitting X and then left trigger, that'd be square and L2 on PlayStation, that will drop your zone drops, meaning that they're no longer going to play the 25-yard setting, and then they will jam. So what you'll see right here is Michael Thomas should get pressed, and he gets jammed to the inside, and this will not work. So you see here as I go to throw this, that safety reacts, and I'm not able to throw that all the way over the top, even though I was able to aggressive catch it right there in that scenario. But if you leave your zone drops set, they will not jam. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean here as I zoom out. You can see on both sides of the field, well, technically just the left side since I had a smoke screen over here. You saw that Michael Thomas on the outside at that, basically that split in position, he gets kind of jammed here off the line. And that is what causes that safety to be able to react. So here in this scenario, I'm not gonna reset my zone drops, and I'm going to put him on that skinny post. I'm going to go ahead and do, as long as you follow those rules, nothing running to the short side of the field with the exception of the post, and nothing on the short side of the field releasing vertically, you should be just fine. Now, what we're going to see here is that Michael Thomas will not be jammed. He'll get a free release, and then that's going to be enough to get him open over the top for the one-play score. So you'll see right here how he was getting over the top of that deep half on this play. So let me go ahead and run this again real quick. I'm going to go ahead and spy Burns here, so that way he doesn't do anything crazy. But again here, as long as you follow those rules, Michael Thomas won't get jammed, and you're going to be able to throw this ball over the top of that safety for the wide open rack one-play score. So the way that people are going to have to worry about this is if they're playing a cover 2 shell, they're going to have their middle linebacker in a deep blue if they have their zone drops on. Now, this presents a problem because most players actually want to user this guy in, you know, as it pertains to the 3-3-5 wide meta. So, you know, this is going to be, you know, a problem for them. So you can see right here, the only player that's really going to be able to make a play on this is the middle third. That deep half safety still doesn't really react. And if Taysom Hill had gunslinger or any type of ability to, you know, throw the ball deep over the top of that safety, we could still technically, if we had enough field, launch it clear into basically, I'm going to zoom, you know, we see how this safety right here bites down. We would look to the, you know, throw it into basically this area of the field right here that I'm zooming in on, rather than, you know, where Taysom Hill throws it, which is basically this area of the field. So, you know, in terms of this, you have to wait for him to clear that middle third. So you see how I'm letting that post run. And once he crosses the face of that middle third, you would then try to launch it all the way into the corner of the end zone rather than where the ball actually ends up. But again, Taysom Hill doesn't really have any passing abilities. But again, the whole reasoning behind this is because you don't have a route that releases vertically on the short side of the field, and you have nothing else that runs to the short side of the field with the exception of that post. This safety that is right here on this play doesn't have anybody to guard. So what he does is he runs to the low inside most portion of his zone drop, which is, you know, that low left inside portion near the seam. And then that post breaks over the top of him and you know, gets open for the one-play score. So again, if you have no zone drop to reroute him, then, you know, this ends up being a throw that you can make over the top of him pretty easily with or without the gunslinger. But obviously, if you have gunslinger or pass lead elite, that's going to be even better for this tactic. But what ends up happening is when they do chuck, so I reset the play here and they press, what ends up happening is because that jam kind of throws that receiver inside a little bit, when he goes to run that post portion of this play. And let me go ahead and just spy this guy as well, so that way I can kind of show this. Notice how when Thomas runs this route, he gets jammed to the inside, and because he gets jammed off his route just a little bit, when he breaks over the middle, the safety actually senses that happening behind him, rather than, you know, when he's not jammed, he's further to the left. So you see right here that safety's like, oh, let me go ahead and get back. And I'm not saying that you still can't throw it. You see right there that we were able to throw it over the top of him, but you could clearly see that he's kind of reacting on this play. Now, I also mentioned that this is something you could do out of any formation. I want to make sure that that is kind of something that is understood. So let me go ahead and just kind of call whatever. Let me call, here's an example. This might be a little bit tougher, but if you wanted to kind of put maybe a snugs approach to this, it might work. You might have to do a little bit of a trick with this to make it work, but we'll go ahead and kind of show you. I did mention that you want him out wide early on in the video. So let's go ahead and kind of show this to you. Again, I'm just going to spy the rush just for the sake of the video. Breeze doesn't have much of an arm, so I don't want to have to, you know, get hurried and throw out of sack animations. But obviously we don't have a skinny post on this play, right? So again, the rule of thumb is nothing running to the short side of the field. So I can't have Cook, you know, running an out route. I can't even have him running vertically off the line. So I'm going to go ahead and put him on a drag. I'm going to motion Sanders across the formation. We're going to go ahead and just put him on like an out route just to make sure that we're following the rules here on this play. And then what you would do is you would motion Thomas to the outside. Actually, I wouldn't be able to do this motion. You would actually have to have double drags on something like this, which is not a great route combo, but that's neither here nor there because I wasted my motion. So you'd want to go ahead and put him on like a post and then kind of snap it as he runs out wide. And this should work kind of the same way. Actually, right here, it doesn't, because again, the snugs is, he doesn't motion out wide enough. Actually, right there, I was able to fit that throw underneath of him, which is a little bizarre, but you know, for the most part, it's any formation in the game. Some of the compression formations are a little bit more of a challenge. But in general, the formations that are more of a spread type of look, you're going to have a lot of success with this because, again, there's no jam. But let me see here. If I were to call, I showed you let's go ahead and do like Trey Y flex. I bet this will work here. So I'm going to put him on the outside. We'll just kind of call whatever here. So again, you can do whatever you want on the short side of the field. You just got to make sure that your tight end doesn't run a vertical route, and you can't have your running back swing or anything like that. So, you know, maybe you just motion the tight end in and put him on a delay fade. And again, if they have zone drop set, because this blue zone doesn't press, you should see that the post will be open. Let me go ahead and spy the rush here. We've shown enough that this is, you know, we just want it kind of 7-on-7 here. I don't want to focus on the pass rush too much, but he gets a free release. Safety's going to bite down and all the way over the top. So really, really easy throw. I mean, this is a cover 2 beater in pretty much any formation of the game. I know I said any, but you have to get creative with your compression style formations. You have to check your motion, see how wide out you can get them. Again, it's the same deal. You know, when I showed you the Snugs version, he didn't get wide enough. So he ran that post too narrow and the safety was kind of able to react to it. It all has to do with the fact that that post is coming from so far from the outside over the top of him that he doesn't sense it behind him, rather than when it's kind of run from a little bit more narrow split. When he makes that cut, it cuts enough that spidey sense for that safety kicks in. He's like, oh, I've got to recover. You know, sometimes you can still throw it over the top of him when he recovers, but other formations, it might not work. So just kind of pay attention to that when you're dealing with compression. But any of those spread sets, trips tight end, Trey Y flex, gun spread 2x2, any 3x1 like wide trips or Trey open or Taysom Hill type formations, those are obviously going to work for you. So if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, certainly drop those below as well. Please take a quick second. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button here on the YouTube channel. Also hit that notification bell. We do upload 5 times a week in the morning or early afternoon. I know I missed yesterday. I had a doctor's appointment, so I apologize for missing that upload. But again, guys, Monday through Friday in the morning or early afternoon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys back here on Monday with our next upload. Until then, this is Ann. Get the lab and good luck.